We're live when you're ready, Steph.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We're live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. RHC team.
Rocks.
Rock.
And is ready to enlighten.
Full of gratitude today. We're going to be doing some tapping for you guys as we tried last Friday. We're going to be doing an interactive lesson today. So we will be teaching you how to tap while we are tapping so you can see how we do it, learn how to do it for yourself, and then we'll also have a video created up and on the internet so you guys can watch over and over so that you can tap every day. What have you got in there today?
Like an abundance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Is that not magical?
Yeah, like I don't even want to touch it, but I want to touch it all. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I love those clear ones, but I do like when you can kind of see like the opaqueness of the crystal. You know, it's not glass.
Right.
It's its own thing.
And you wonder how, I mean, is it like millions of years old dust speck stored in there?
Yeah.
Completely unrelated. Watching a movie last night on Hulu, and this is a little bit odd, but it's Friday. So there was this drug dealer tripping out, and his trip was that everything is in the present. And so his brother was talking, and he was saying, well, yeah, she was in the kitchen. Is in the kitchen. You know, it's present moment. Everything is here, everything is now, everything is, and yeah, it just, I was fascinated by it. The mind-boggling of, yes, we are, and we don't live in the present. Our language doesn't even live in the present when we talk. You know, and so if we can start changing some of our speech to represent truly being in the present, how much more we will be present.
Yeah.
You know, you can't live in the future hasn't happened. You can create that by living in the present. It was a comedy. Well, this portion of it was a comedy. It's a dark movie, but it was like, wow. And to then take it to the next level of you have to, microdosing is very popular now. And that's not what they were doing. They were all out taking heat. They were, but that's a form of opening up some of those, opening up the pineal gland, which is truly that opening up to the universe. I should have grabbed a different vitamin. The ability to have a different awareness of energy and of the universe.
I was just watching
pineal gland
stuff on the way this morning on Gaia.
We just somehow always.
We're always intertwined.
Yep.
But yeah, that pineal gland. And there's so many things in our society, food, water, whatever it is, products, toothpaste, stuff that is actively blocking the pineal gland from
calcifying it, truly just
hardening.
Yes, rusts it. And there are, I'll grab from Monday, there's supplements that reverse that process. You know, truly scientifically, I mean, we're talking on all levels and work in both realms, but that actually decalcify the pineal gland. And when your third eye is not open.
And they were going in the video this morning, I thought it was interesting because it's really a series of kind of inner and outer worlds and the reflection of both within each other. It's enough coffee, so good. And they were saying that everything in the body has pairs except for the pineal gland. Or everything has two sides except for the pineal gland. And that's the one single third eye that is congruent basically in many species. Lizards have a third eye. Everything has a pineal gland because it's so basic and fundamental to being awake, being asleep, and all those states in between and beyond that it's super necessary for everybody to have. But like, for example, lizards have it on the outside, on their head. So it literally is actively watching from prey from above.
Yep.
But then for humans, we've evolved to have it internal, and I don't necessarily know all of the reasoning behind. But
I was talking to someone the other day about, maybe it was about, to you guys, a portion of it was how you hear it quite often, we're only really using about 10% of our brain. I'm like, we function pretty well. We really only need, for this what we're doing now, we only really need that 10%. What is the other 90% for? You know what I mean? Is there other things that we are not experiencing, not doing, not utilizing? And I also think that our brains are actually getting smaller. And I would wonder about the science in that, because if you don't use it, you lose it. I mean, it's it's just crazy.
I wonder. Don't know.
Tap?
Yeah. Let's tap. All right.
Okay.
We did, like I said,
my energy right there.
I know. We tried to do this last Friday, you guys. We had some complications with audio, video, both on YouTube and Facebook, so we did not get a good video. Lucky for you guys, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, we were unaware though. We had the best session.
Yeah. We all tapped some things out. It was great. Fortunately, maybe for some reason it didn't work for everybody.
Yeah,
we got pretty deep.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. But I know we've got a couple people watching. I think Lindsay's watching, our massage therapist from home.
Oh yeah, she said she was going to tune into us.
Yep. So if you
Tap with
guys
us.
are watching today, this is going to be interactive. Do it. You don't have to say anything this first time, but tap along with us just to see, find those points. It seems like an arbitrary place that we're tapping, but if you try it yourself, you'll feel a little tiny point of tenderness, and that is the meridian.
Yes, the meridians, right?
Yeah.
We're tapping on acupuncture points.
Yeah.
So kind of a disclaimer, you can't do this wrong and you can't hurt yourself doing it as long as you're not going crazy tapping. I mean, as long as you're not intentionally hurting yourself. You can visualize it.
I can visualize it.
They'll always be that.
Sometimes I tap pretty hard.
Like, it's not
the other day.
I really want this
Yesterday.
But there are places that are more tender than other places.
Oh yeah.
There really are. So tapping, also called emotional freedom technique, has been researched quite a bit to be utilized for PTSD, and some fantastic results. Google those so that you have the scientific aspect of this. Our intention is to give you a little taste of it today and to get you excited about doing it and to have you go through with us to physically do it so that you know how simple it is. We've said this so many times that we know what's good for us. Oftentimes we know how to do it. Many times it is not difficult or lengthy in time. It's just we don't do it. Work this into some time during the day, attach it to some habit. My recommendation is right away when you get up in the morning, tap. Anytime you need during the day, we'll give you instructions on a PowerPoint in a second here. And then before you fall asleep at night, it sets you up for a fantastic day and sets you up for a fantastic evening. And those two just semi-awake, conscious, kind of subconscious areas, realms of our brain waves and frequencies are extremely potent. And so if you can be tapping some great vibes into that, is a wonderful time. PowerPoint, to reference what I just said, a PowerPoint is an area or one of the points that we're tapping on your body that is your go-to or your streamline to the brainwave, to the power of what we're doing, the power of tapping. And everybody has one or two that are more potent, more powerful, and you can utilize those throughout the day to just tap right into, we'll explain what tapping is in a second, tap right into that instead of going through the full sequence. The sequence doesn't take that long. How long?
A minute.
A minute.
If I'm doing it by myself at home, it's a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dependent on what you're tapping on. If you need to do a few rounds of tapping or a few times of tapping, a couple of minutes. This doesn't take long.
No.
Just get into the routine of doing it. After doing it for 2-3 weeks, you will, if you forget to do it, miss it.
Mm-hmm.
You will miss it. It'll bring you to a new level of energy balance. So what tapping neurologically is meant to do, and this I'm shortening a very long explanation. If you ever want a longer explanation, certainly you can Google it, but come to us, ask us questions. We can either get you resources or explain, and schedule a tapping session with us. We do some really potent, intense, and we've had just crazy results. Just blows me away the results that we have with doing a one-on-one tapping session with patients. If they have any questions, ask. So we don't come into this world clean. We come into this world with memories and neurology from all of our past history. If you've ever heard anybody say like, just like my mother, or, that stuff is genetic within you. And genes are DNA. So we're talking about rewiring basically your nervous system, rewiring your cells on a cellular level, and changing your DNA. Simplistic and actually kind of extravagant way of saying that. I'm going to go with just the neurology portion of this. So tapping, we are wired when events happen to us. I'll use the example that I use most often, bicycle riding. So when you learn how to ride a bike, you guys remember learning how to ride a bike?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that goes into that. You do not just hop on a bike and go. You get on the bike and you have to figure out balance. You have to figure out to make your feet and your hands and your eyes all work at the same time. And then usually somebody's helping you. So there's some emotional link to that too. Like, Mom was helping me hold the bike, and then that time when she let go and I didn't know she let go, and then I was mad for a second, and I was happy I was riding the bike, and all of those things put together. Well, all of those are different neurons, different nerve pathways firing within your system, within your brain. And you don't have to individually fire those to ride a bike anymore. Your body goes, for efficiency, what fires together, wires together. Thanks, Joe Dispenza, give full credit to that. When you do that, you get more efficient at it. It's because all those neurons, all those nerve pathways are firing together. So you hop on a bike today, even if you haven't ridden a bike for years, you can go ahead and just ride that bike, because that pathway has been developed utilizing all of those things. You don't hop on the bike today and have that sensation of anger at somebody letting you go and then the thrill of, you don't, but that still is all a part of that nerve pathway. And you associate those feelings. I'm going to go off topic a little bit, but to relate this is, that's a part of why we have triggers. Like you smell something, or you see something, or you hear something, and it reminds you of, it's because that is tied into that nerve pathway of something else. That is the biggest piece of this you really need to understand. And then what we're going to do is tap on those acupuncture points that have been shown to release or unbind and rewire that nerve pathway. So let's say, I use a positive example, but let's say a negative example. You walked into your home when you were a kid and you always heard your parents arguing, right? Your body tenses up and tightens before you even go into the door. And you may then, every time you go through a doorway of a home, have that wired into you. And I'm kind of just using broad examples.
On a subconscious level.
Really, you're not consciously thinking about that, but it's wired in there as a response. And that's just one example, but there's so many examples, because we go through life and we have all these layers put on us of emotional and physical ties. The body does not know the difference between emotional and psychological, emotional or physical, psychological or physical. It's stimulus in, whether that be an emotion coming in, somebody yelling at you, or somebody pushing you, and I'm talking about negative ones at this point, and then your body is response to it or reaction to it, comes in a nerve pathway, goes out a nerve pathway. An example is like your boss at work is always yelling at you, and your response is to create an ulcer. So that boss didn't technically go in there and create inflammation within the stomach. That's your body's response to it. But going into work, your tummy hurts all the time. Those things started wiring together. So what we're doing when we're tapping is, you get to go to work without having your stomach hurt. We're just releasing the negative. And the more we teach this to people, the more we're able to hone in on explanations and become more proficient, efficient, accurate at it. One of the things that I've noticed is the people with the most layers aren't able to actually acknowledge negative things. They think that this is, I call it the excuse motor. So we're going to tap through crap. We're going to tap through negative things. We don't want to let go of the positive. I don't want to let go of the bicycle riding joy. I want to hang on to that. I want to let go of the anger of letting me go in the first place. And you can ride a bike perfectly, still with that neuron firing pathway without the negative with it. People who have so many layers, what they do is they want to release the negative, but they always say but, or and, or they have an excuse. They're trying to justify, they're trying to rationalize. What I can tell you is don't do that. You'll get to this a lot quicker and release the junk if you just say the junk. And you get to be mad. When we're doing this, you get to be angry, you get to be upset, you get to be emotional,
you get to feel the guilt, you get to feel regret, you get to feel those things, acknowledge.
Bring it back up so you can vomit it out and let it go.
Not literally.
No. Well, there's a lot of release that ends up happening. Yes. Yes. So this is like an hour-long thing that we're in.
That's okay.
Yeah. So,
needed.
Yes, much needed.
Share it with your loved ones.
Yes, many people need this. I'm trying to put this in a pathway so that everybody understands. So I'm going to give you a summary and then I will go off on tangents again. Tapping is deciding on a topic, picking a topic, and it's a topic that usually is negative. And I'll talk a little bit more. Don't let me forget about the body doesn't have to be a real topic. So you're picking a topic that we're going to tap on. You will assign a number to that topic. 0 being, it doesn't bother me at all. 10 being, this is something that I can barely function thinking about. Assign that number, then we're going to state the topic while we're tapping on acupuncture points. We'll state the affirmation statement, and I love and accept myself. We'll tap through those points and all the negative emotions that come up and that you speak about, and you want to be saying those out loud if it's appropriate where you are, not at your workplace if you're tapping with us right now. Remind me to say a safe place for doing this. And then at the end, we're just going to reassess and just assign that number. Okay, so the beginning,
So it
the
doesn't
topic.
have to be a real topic.
Yeah, so we're all going to pick a topic. You're going to pick a topic too. What I can tell you is that that topic for me may be, I've got this rib pain in my back, and it's not physical, I didn't do anything. I've been working out, I've been eating great. It's got to be emotional. I know it is. But my body knows what it is. My brain, my subconscious knows what that is. My conscious might not. But I can just say, this rib pain is killing me. My body might go and remember that time. Let me come up with something for you. Trying to think of an emotional thing that I am.
Somebody stabbed you in the back.
Yeah. Oh. Well, so thinking about that, I remember falling backwards down at my parents' home. They were digging out where they're going to put on a new porch. And I still have a scar back here. I fell backwards down an 8-foot hole. And all my relatives and I remember it. And cousins were there. And I wanted to be fine because it was one of my cousins that actually kind of pushed, not intentionally at all. And so I just swallowed all of that pain and all of that just because I didn't want to blame anybody. I didn't want to, but there's a lot tied up. Oh, it feels better already. There's a lot tied up into that stuff, right? And you don't think about it. Mm-hmm. I might not remember that, but my system, my energy will take that rib pain and say, we're actually addressing that fall. You may have something direct, like, boy, my mother-in-law, and we can tap that stuff out. You can pick those topics, but it doesn't matter what it is. Your body will do it at the level that you can handle it. It will do it at the level of choice, of choosing what the appropriate thing is. So when we tap and I have patients in, clients in, and we're tapping, sometimes it's too much for them to say what it is. They don't need to. You don't need to. Your body will assign it. Assigning a number. Oh, safe space. This is something you really should have a comfortable area to do this in. You should have a comfortable space. Everybody should have their space. You guys are already going into it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm like,
you're like, I'm just thinking about tapping has that effect. I have an office at my house. My office is my space. Like, it is protected, sacred. I have essential oils, incense, plants, bells, chimes, bowls. I have a meditation mat. It's just an environment where I feel comfortable and relaxed and protected. And I have a journal. a notebook next to me so that I can take notes as we go on. I'll explain why. But find your space, make a comfortable spot for you, whether you tap or not. You should always have like a home base you can go and reset. Yeah, we should do something on that at some point. So while you're going through tapping, things will come up. Levels, layers, neurons firing will come up, memories will come up. You want to journal those. They're coming up for a reason. It's not usually a true emotion. We put layers and layers and layers and try to bury and cope and justify and rationalize, and you have to go through all those layers to get to a true clean system. It's a lot. Write it down and then tap on those things. So journal or just document as you go. It's huge. It's huge. I just want to make sure we're completely recording. You pop and just make sure you see them. So everybody should pick a topic.
Still good on Facebook.
Good. Pick a topic, and like I said, it doesn't really matter what it is. Body pain is a really easy way to start, just because it is at a conscious level, so you can recognize it quickly. So I'm totally going with this rib pain that it's like to my liver. That's the one that, and it's like a 6 or a 7.
The spot I was going for today too.
You got one?
It's
Yeah.
I'm doing my knee. I think the back is linked to the knee, so I think that might be at least more of an origin than I can name.
Yeah, I think Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I think all of Amsterdam is in that knee, and I can tell exactly what's wound up in there. Okay, so we're
I have been tapping for the last week, and I have come to realize the source, I think, of very specific things that I've been experiencing. So
that you don't want to say to yourself or acknowledge what this does.
Don't even want to, say particular triggering words out loud even. But the thing about tapping that I've come to found is while you're doing it, it's not as triggering or that visceral, it fixes that visceral triggering response. But then it also doesn't linger as that would have if I weren't tapping while adjusting it.
Right.
Because usually if you think of something really triggering, at least for me, it sticks with you and you almost have to get out of that phase. It starts to funk.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's what I think about tapping is it's really nice because you can work through things that you don't even want to acknowledge to say out loud in a way that is less unenjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're shedding, you're getting rid of it. You're not like bringing it up so that you have to relive it or go through it.
No.
It's in passing.
It's in passing,
passing. And it doesn't belong to you. It does not belong to you. It's not yours. It can just let it go. Let those things go.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a topic? Yes. Yes.
Mem-
Oh, sorry.
mem-
Yes.
yeah.
And a topic. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, this rib pain is like a stabbing knife in my back all the way through to my liver. So painful. And I love and accept myself.
We follow with that every time.
Yes, every time.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
That's the one
I
positive.
did
last
last
point,
point. At least I do that for sure. Yeah.
This pain in my mid back makes it so I can't even stand. It makes me feel weak. And I love and accept myself.
My knee hurts so bad and causes me pain in other areas of my body. It's linked to an accident that I don't want to remember, and it's linked to a time that was not great for me. And I love and accept myself completely regardless.
All right, all of the other verbiage that we're going to do, you don't have to do exactly as I say. I'm just giving cues, but it's all negative. It's all anger and sadness and guilt and shame and all the, no excuses. You get to feel that and you're letting that go. This is like slowing down my work and I have things to do and that frustrates me.
When that pain is there, it makes me so angry, I could cry.
When my knee hurts, it makes me remember something I don't want to remember.
Fear. Okay, you're sliding out to the outside temple, outside edge of the eye. It's just a reminder of this body that I am in that sometimes fails me, and that is scary. It's never happened in my life. Starting to happen now. That is scary. Scary.
Mid-back pain makes me feel fear that I can't do everything that I want to do.
My knee pain reminds me of one of my first injuries that was debilitating, and I was not able to manage as well as I would have liked to.
Shift underneath the eye bone. Remember, you can't miss these points. They don't need to be exact. How hard you press, how hard you tap is totally up to you. This scares me.
Pain brings me back to one of the most terrifying moments in my life, and reminds me of that.
The accident and the experience linked with this pain changed the way that I see myself, and it changed the way that I think others see me as well. Fear of judgment is linked.
Between the upper lip and the nose. So confused. And I always have a direct path, and this isn't. And that's making me, it's confusing.
This pain makes me wonder what I did to deserve it.
Oof. Oh, you are pointing.
I wonder if this pain will last the rest of my life.
And between the chin and the lower lip. I don't know, you guys, I don't know if you probably can feel it through the video. This is just intense. We feel each other's energy. We're trying to go on our own path, and it melds a little bit. It's hard to do this while other people are doing it together. Yeah, it is. Just ticked. Makes me so mad. I'm like, I am stronger than this. And then just doubt, and it's just like a circle that I cannot let go of.
It just makes me want to scream.
I feel like the pain is covering up something that I didn't want to talk about.
Just underneath the collarbone, either side. The weight of the world on my shoulders. Feeling like I can't let anybody down, and I'm responsible for everybody. And that's crushing.
It just feels heavy and exhausting, and I don't know how to handle it.
My pain is linked to memories that trigger fear of judgment and fear in general.
Scared of something I haven't said. Scared of words that I need to say and I haven't said yet. That's overwhelming.
I've got nothing for this one.
No, I feel it though, Sam.
There's just no words. It can be negative.
Pain and emotion.
And thick, and greasy, and sharp, and gross, and rancid, sick and putrid and unclean.
It just makes me feel horrible, inside and out, physically and mentally.
I feel tainted. I feel not perfect. I feel not whole. I feel not genuine or authentic. And I love myself.
And I love and accept
completely
myself.
and unconditionally, regardless.
Love and accept
Yes.
myself, regardless.
Check in again. Where's your number? It's like a 3.
Probably the first real breath I took today.
Yeah. Yeah, it just
It's better.
slows the world down. Like, bzzz.
Yeah. You don't feel heavy afterwards. You don't
can
feel like you just
let
did
that go.
an hour of talk therapy.
No,
It's not that feeling. It's not.
no, it's not the same. It's not the same. You're scientifically rewiring all of those things that were all connected. You're fragmenting those, you're breaking those up, and your body is able to let those go. If there was a time when you're going through your points and your breath caught, or you feel like there's something stuck in your throat, or you need to cry, or it was an overwhelming sensation, wherever that point was, that's your power point. That's your point that is your stop. That doesn't belong to me. So throughout the day, if something is triggering you, the easiest way to explain it, wherever is your power point, just go to it. Have you ever seen somebody go, yeah, they're doing it naturally. We instinctually have that. It's just that socially some of those things feel unacceptable to do. I don't care, you tap away. If you have a PowerPoint and something comes into your zone, your area, your aura, you block that. You block that. Do not accept that. It is not good enough for you. You're much worthier than that. You do not deserve that. You stop. It doesn't belong to you.
And so I was wondering, the question with that is, say something does come up, you get triggered, and you're at work, boss yells at you, and you're gonna tap your point. Is that in that moment basically preventing that bundling?
From wiring. Slowing your adrenal response down.
Okay.
And not locking all of those in or re-putting that one back on.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
If one were to do a polyvagal reset in addition to tapping, what order would you suggest?
I'd start with a polyvagal reset just because your system is more open and ready. Some meditation, some yoga, some physical and mental activity just to bring you into a zone.
Yeah.
And then that much more potent, that much more powerful.
Yeah. And I said this earlier in the week, but I said I would add it to our tapping video. What I found tapping through the last week real consistently has been that each point kind of correlates with a specific feeling or a specific behavior or verb. And so if I'm tapping on my chest point, kind of over my heart, it's usually an I feel statement. I feel hurt, I feel heavy, I feel judged, I feel resentment. Or, for example, another one that I've noticed is right here. For me, I think how others perceive me is very, very linked with a lot of things. And so that is, I fear judgment, I fear, something with vision. It's linked, and people that if these are your points, maybe you don't feel that you can speak up, or you wish you had spoken up at a time, and so
You're not heard. You're
not heard, or something,
yes.
or you regret not saying something, or maybe you said something that you regret.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. And that stuff, it links, and neurologically, let the bad stuff go. Really, this just cleans the system out. After tapping, great idea to take a shower. Great idea to flush a whole bunch of water through the system. Some lemon water. Do a sauna. Go for a walk. Some deep meditative breathing.
Yeah.
One of the other things that you can do during tapping, there are some specific vibrational frequency noises to hear, or do a singing bowl once you finish that. Clean the energy, because it comes off of you. I've watched it come off of patients. It is amazing to me. You then need to either sage the room, smoke the room, some bells, some clearing.
Nothing else. Literally sweep.
Yes.
Literally sweep. Literally wave your hands, move the air.
Clap.
Clap.
Snap. Get rid of all of that.
Yeah. I think tapping is really, really beneficial for those times that you feel you're a victim and you're trying to work through that. But I also think for a lot of good people like us, the times that really stick with us and cause issues are where we feel that we were a perpetrator of who knows what it is, but guilty or regretful or, you know, resentment of yourself. Those things I think are really important to address and work through, as well as trauma that occurred to you, you know, upon you. But deal with everything.
Yep.
Deal with everything, because it will stay in your body. It will stay in your body, cause illness, pain, anxiety, and those are things that don't serve anybody.
Along the same lines, when you're talking about how they relate, so we'll get patients in, and this, you've all heard people say this: you're a pain in my butt. You're a pain in my neck. Yes. See, it literally, that person has created a physical ailment within you. Tap that stuff out. You know, because you manifested that because it's linked onto a nerve pathway that keeps firing together, so they wire together. Every time you see that person, neck pain, you know, that disease manifests. That's why the placebo effect works. Think how powerful that is. So disease can manifest based off of negative emotions. And when you have those negative emotions, your frequency is vibrating so low that it creates stagnation. When you become stagnant. And if you know anything about chi, or the movement of energy through the acupuncture meridians, you need to, you know, in general, everybody knows you need to keep moving.
Yeah.
You know, if you stop moving, you die, you degrade, you disease and degeneration. You need to keep all of those things moving, including your energy levels. So, and if not, again, the body doesn't know the difference. Our system doesn't know the difference. Our energy doesn't know the difference between physical and psychological, physical and emotional. It's all the same, and it manifests out the same. If you have negative ones in there, tap that out.
Yeah. Wow. What a session. I feel great after that.
Much, immensely better. Thank you, everybody.
Let's do
We do this for
I have a
you.
little spritz here.
Yes. If you want to schedule a tapping session, May is clearing all the... Oh, that's fantastic. We also sell the spray. It's a wonderful... If you want a tapping session, you can book that through our website, rhcliving.com. Session with any one of us, either online or in person. Love to see you, love to help you. If you have any questions, comment. I'd love to answer your questions about this too. Thank you.
Yeah. Should we do a card today?
Yeah, do it. Yes. Don't skip.
Which are we thinking? Goddess.
Goddess, yeah, definitely goddess.
Definitely goddess today. Feeling great. Put Una back in there.
I've been pulling the same card out of my deck, and when that happens, it's like, what am I missing?
Yeah.
What am I missing? And it's the Fool. I keep pulling the Fool. Yeah. I'm like, oh, great. But a portion of what it said about that is to let your childish side, your foolish side, your, play, be a kid. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Oh, I can do that. I can dance. Yeah, get your body moving. Changes your frequency, changes your energy level.
Yeah. Wait. What are some of your guys'? I don't know. What are your guys' kind of ways to raise your frequency?
Yeah, what do you do to reset?
What do you guys do to reset? I know some people use oils, some people use sage, some people use crystals, rocks, bells. Turn on YouTube, 528 hertz type of frequency. Yeah. What do you guys do? I'm super curious. Literally go into the woods.
Or a bath.
A nice bath, yeah. I'm gonna pick another one. I felt like that was. We had so many pop out.
Yeah, because the energy's high. It's like, you guys see all these messages.
Yeah. We're looking for a pointed one for our
Yeah,
viewers
some focus.
right now. A pointed one for our focused people. There we go. Here's the card, you guys. Oh, I think I'm linked up. Oh,
you're
super
all
linked.
over. You're grounded.
Well, can you go up and show them the card?
Yeah.
I bet it's free. It tells you to
She's like
mic'd up.
wired.
Aphrodite, inner goddess. When in doubt, channel that.
Yes, we often pull Mother Maiden Crone. We often pull the three women. I think that's just so powerful for us. So fantastic.
Yeah, I just love the cards. She says, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity.
Yeah.
There you go. And tapping is a form of self-care. I mean, pretty potent form of self-care. So
You deserve a few minutes a day.
you deserve a few minutes a day to tap that crap out.
Yep. That crap. We're trying not to swear. I am.
Our YouTube channel says, no, it's not made for kids, so
Oh, so we can say that.
I guess we can.
Pain in my ass. I wanted to, and I know.
Okay. Aphrodite says, allow your inner feminine wisdom and dynamic beauty to rise to the surface. Cherish its power and meaningfulness. No matter whether your physical body is male or female, you have an inner femininity that nurtures you and guides you with its intuitive principles. Now is the time to become aware of, take excellent care of, and celebrate your magnificence. Various meanings can be: balance your male energy with more female energy, take steps to heal your sexuality, enjoy being feminine, dance more often, be receptive. In relationships, allow your softer side to come forward. Don't hide your femininity. And then a little bit about Aphrodite is that she's a Greek goddess of passion and love who's associated with the planet Venus. Her name actually means foam-born, as legend, and there's a legend with Uranus that you guys can Google search if you would like.
Awesome.
Did you see?
Yeah, I read it.
You're curious.
Google
Where
it.
everybody came from. You want to say that?
It's interesting.
It's a story.
Fun fact.
Fun fact for the day. If you do, comment below the first one. You will get a card specifically for you on Monday. I promise.
Perfect.
Awesome. That was a great session. Thank you everybody for joining us.
We love you.
We
Self-care.
love you. We love you guys too.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're set. Oh, I can't believe it. Yes.